The Sarasota County School District plays a major role in support and protection of the community during a natural disaster like Hurricane Ian. We operate 14 shelters for the county in these types of events. So we run the management of the shelter. We do protection through our SROs, our police department. Our custodial services runs the maintenance of the shelter. We have all of our administrators involved in all these shelters across the district. We also run all the food service in all the shelters across the district. So really this is a large operation. And so when you get an event like Ian come across where we've got a lot of people in our shelters, it can be several thousand people that we're sheltering for quite a while. Our transportation department really plays an integral role in sheltering also. We transport all of the medically dependent people in Sarasota County. We transport them into Lamarck, into Tatum Ridge. We get those shelters up and running. We had a situation during the current event Ian where Lamarck Elementary, there was a lot of flooding down south, and we have, as part of our generator, we have these big transfer switches on these campuses that all of that electricity runs through, that transfers from generator to utilities. As the water started to rise, it started to get dangerously close to our transfer gear. And so we talked about it as a team. We sent that concern up to the EOC. Our people at the EOC sat down with their teams. At the end of the day, the decision was to try and evacuate Lamarck. And you'll see these heroes as we have to do these things during these events, and after these events, you see these heroes in our staff start to emerge, and transportation staff was really a hero. Roy Sprinkle at the EOC kind of coordinated this all response for us, was really a hero in this, but they got into these buses and they headed down to Northport, and what they found when they got down there were flooded roads, and trying to navigate where signs were down, flooded roads, you couldn't tell where you're going, power lines down. So really a treacherous situation, and the waters were continuing to rise, so we only had so much time and it was starting to get dark. We had not much time to get these guests out of Lamarck, and so our team from transportation, they got into Lamarck. The team that was at Lamarck that was managing the shelter helped load everybody on the buses, and then they moved them out of Lamarck and up to Tatum Ridge, and so that's kind of going on, and we're managing that, and there's a lot of stress involved in that type of a situation, and these are heroes that work for us that just said, hey, I'm going to do what I got to do for the community, and it was an amazing event. Once we come out of the storm and the winds start to die down, we work very closely with the EOC and how to shut those shelters down. And typically they shut down in stages as people are able to get back on the road, get back to their homes when power is restored, and then we can start the recovery process at those particular shelters. As a shelter starts to get vacated, and that's when kind of our second team comes in. And so then we really have got a lot of cleanup. And so we have to get into all those spaces, especially when we've had several thousand people on campus. We have to get in all those spaces. We have to deep clean all those rooms and make sure that we are then restocking food into the cafeterias to be ready for students. In addition to that, our facilities and our construction teams then start what we call condition assessment. And that starts to happen across the county. We have 6 teams that go out. We have to hit every campus, every space, and that's over 8.5 million square feet, over 50 sites. And so you can guess, like a storm like Hurricane Ian, we had a lot of damage across our county, certainly more in South County than North County. And so rapid assessments are happening, detailed assessments are happening, and that as damage is kind of being recorded, that's going into a central team at Facility Services, where you've got construction and facilities personnel looking at what's coming in, and then they're starting to dispatch repair crews right after that. And at the end of the day, when the storm's done and you can see the job was completed and you kept as many people safe as possible, and you're getting cleaned up and the kids are back to school, these are things that are going on throughout the storm and even after the storm. And just I walk around with a smile knowing how much our staff gave to this community, went above and beyond. It's just a moment of pride for me, and a moment of pride I know for Sarasota County Schools, and to look at our staff and say, wow, we did this, and I've always been very grateful to be part of that effort.